A very good evening to all of you, and I thank WCI, Tata Memorial Hospital, and especially Neeta for thinking of this great initiative to get all of us on board to see what the Indian data looks like as far as breast surgery is concerned. And she's touched upon a lot of touch points, and I think we've had a scramble because with the limited time we've tried to put the data together, and I think we can make sense. And my mandate is to try and bring to you what the pedicle flap uptake is in our practice. So the current scenario is that according to the WHO Globocan data, the breast cancer is, of course, the most common cancer in India. And in 2018, over 160,000 new cases of breast cancer were diagnosed, and it accounted for about 12.11% of all cancer-related deaths. So the problem is on the rise, and we have to equip ourselves with what is standard of care. But besides that, we have to upskill ourselves and in what is new, and of course what is in the best of interest of patients, because they should not feel left out because we lack the skill. So let me just put some background to this, because oncoplasty obviously comes after breast conservation surgery, or for that matter even after a mastectomy. But here I will be talking about oncoplasty, pedicle flaps after breast conservation surgery. So breast surgery is a territory that is catered to by a whole brigade of practitioners, by general surgeons and various other specialties as well, oncosurgeons, breast surgeons in India. And what we know for sure is that most general surgeons prefer mastectomy for early breast cancer, whereas breast conservation surgery is performed by usually trained breast surgeons. And these variations are basically dependent upon how well you're trained in this particular method, and also what is your intention when you're treating the patient. So the main reasons as quoted in this paper, which comes from SGPGI, is that there is definitely a lack of surgical skills required for BCS and breast reconstruction. And in some of our minds, there is this impression that mastectomy is clinically superior to breast conservation surgery, leading to a low risk of recurrence. It's only about 10% of patients in India with early breast cancer who undergo breast conservation surgery, as compared to close to 70% in the West. Of course, things are changing in the West for a different reason, but otherwise, breast conservation surgery is quite the norm in a large number of women in the US as well as the UK and large parts of Europe. So let us look at what is the status of oncoplastic breast surgery in India. So in the absence of well-designed comprehensive training programs, there is a paucity of skill. There is a lack of awareness about oncoplastic breast surgery, not only in the medical fraternity, but also amongst the patients who come to us. And there is, again, the insurance issues with denials leading to lack of availability of this procedure. And it is basically limited to the upper echelons of the society, especially in private hospitals, though in hospitals like Tata Memorial Hospital and the All India Institute of Medical Sciences and also SGPGI, you see a lot of oncoplastic breast surgery happening. So this retrospective analysis that we got to do, so these were the participating centers, but I just want to put in a disclaimer that this data is not complete in all the aspects, and it is incomplete in various areas owing to the retrospective nature and, of course, paucity of time in putting it together. So basically it is pedicle-based oncoplasty, but I'd like to basically focus more on perforator-based oncoplasty. So over the last 2 decades, the field of oncoplastic surgery has been established, and continually it is undergoing refinement. And there is something new coming up almost every 6 months or to a year or so. And it has caught the imagination of all breast surgeons for its versatility and outcomes without significant morbidity. So it all started with Hamdi et al. Proposing the use of intercostal artery perforators for the lateral quadrant defects. And from then on, we've had the LICAPs and the LTAPs and the ICAPs and the MICAPs. So there are a whole lot of perforator-based flaps which allow for the breast defect reconstruction. So in India, these techniques have reached a certain volume in high performance breast units, and we are seeing a gradual increase in the number of practitioners of perforator based oncoplasty, because it is really worth looking at for the kind of results it can give without much morbidity. So just let me take you through the demographics of the patients that were analyzed. So 7,312 patients in all, put together by these 7 centers, with early breast cancer about 2,200, which underwent breast conservation surgery, and 2015 of them undergoing an MRM. For LABC, if you see, the patients who underwent breast conservation was 800 plus, whereas modified radical mastectomy was the mainstay in locally advanced breast cancer. So again, if you look, that's no surprise that the upper outer quadrant tumors constituted almost half of the patients. So if you look at oncoplasty, straightforward BCS, so if the total number of BCS was 3,078, about close to 1,800 had a straightforward BCS like we used to do conventionally, constituting about 58% of the breast conservations, and oncoplasty was offered to about 42% of patients. So majority of them were type 1 and type 2 in about 12% of patients. And the perforator flaps happened in about 11% of patients, with therapeutic mammoplasty really slow on the uptake, with only about 6.62% of patients taking to that. So perforator flaps that were done, or pedicle flaps which were done, were about 335. So it is appropriate to call it pedicle flap because you see a lot of LDs being done in our practice, which is about close to 38%. And then you see the LICAPs about 25%, LTAPs about 12%, TDAP and ICAP and MICAPs constituting the rest of them. These are 2018 and 2019 figures, but I'm sure in the last couple of years, the scene has changed further and LD is lower on the list. And if you look at the complications, you'll see that there is partial. This is not the entire denominator. This is a small subset again from this data that we've picked up, and you'll find that about 3.5% reported partial flap necrosis, with fat necrosis happening in about 7% of patients, and seroma formation again about 11%. So what I would like to say is we're still long way from adopting oncoplasty as part of our routine practice. However, what is gratifying is that in the centers practicing oncoplasty as a routine, there is an year-on-year upswing. Like I said, what we did in 2018, our data was really small on perforators, but it went up in 2019, and 2020 it has gone up further. Practices are definitely changing, and perforator-based oncoplasty is definitely replacing the conventional means of replacement, by which I mean the LD flap. The oncological safety, better cosmesis, and overall better quality of life of patients undergoing this procedure will actually make it a must-do procedure after breast conservation. So what do we need to do? We need to create awareness amongst patients and the medical fraternity regarding the safety of breast conservation surgery to start off with, and also enlighten them on that there is a better overall outcome with BCS compared to mastectomy. And of course, we have to work on the infrastructure required to deliver complex care, because radiation therapy is a mandate for those who undergo breast conservation surgery. And of course, to skilled surgeons who have a special interest in breast cancer with various oncoplastic procedures. So centers adept at oncoplastic procedures should develop a training program in oncoplasty so that larger number of surgeons can be trained in these procedures, and to encourage participation from centers. This time we are around 7 centers, but with a common data sheet. We should be collecting data in a prospective manner for a meaningful understanding of the problems with oncoplastic breast surgeries and the outcomes. So I'll just leave you with pictures of what oncoplasty can do for patients. That's a LICAP, a modified LICAP in fact. And that's an eye cap. And you really have to lift up the breast to see the scar. It's a beautiful flap again. I would like to acknowledge the contributions of Dr. Arun Goyal and Dr. Vaishali Zamri, who contributed to the data, and to my team of Dr. Naresh Gutula, Dr. Hina Afsar, and Dr. Shreya Sadana for putting the data together so that we could make this presentation. Thank you so much for your kind attention.